How you guys doing today? Welcome back. Today is January 6th, 2022. It's our last episode for the week. We do have our Saturday sector rotation video coming back. That will only be for those who subscribe to the newsletter, which will be available, I think on Sunday. I'll start running that again. Look out for that, but again, our last watch is for the week. For all of our new folks here, my name is Evan. This is Buy the Bulls, the only stock market and financial channel that wants you to just take your finances by the bulls, my boy. Let's get into it. For all those who are brand new here, I am confident if you watch my course, you'll learn quite a lot. I do suggest you start there, and you can watch this as well. But go ahead to the YouTube channel, go watch those, go enjoy, go learn something new. If you get 1% better every single day, by the end of that year, you'll be 37 times better than where you started. Go check it out, go take full advantage of that. Secondly, I am running our New Year Same You, kind of, I guess that's what we're gonna call it, trial right now. What's great about it is that the trial is in the description box down below. It's just a Discord link. You get 2 weeks free to come check it out. If you truly enjoy, you can stay longer, but I want everyone to have ample opportunity to see what we do, see what I do, what I'm giving folks, what I'm offering, and so folks can start through 2022 the best way possible with someone who actually cares, who's here, who's transparent. You can even message me on Discord, the amount of folks that have joined and then message me like, oh my God, it's you. Yes, come check us out, description box down below. Lastly, the description box is that there is the chapter notes down there, my journals down there, a whole bunch of great stuff. Before we get into the video, I ask you politely, as someone who has a smaller channel compared to bigger folks who lose their, they just lose focus and they kind of just pigeonhole themselves and go for clicks and stuff. I have done the same thing for over a year and a half now. I would appreciate a like, subscribe, and a follow. Bell notification, whatever it is. If you have 5 seconds, I'm gonna give you 5 seconds right now. And I appreciate it. I'm gonna have awkward eye contact, prolonged eye contact. I would appreciate if you did me the service, did me the favor, go down below, hit that like button. It doesn't take nothing. Comment just anything. Just say hi, say hello. I'll respond back to everybody. And again, the bell notification button. Sub and comment, like button mean the world to me. You have 5 seconds starting now. Thank you. With that being said, your boy, aka John Stockton,
pulls up, three-pointer, bang!
aka Chef Boyer Swing,
Hey, Mambo Italiano,
and aka Bruce Wingstein. Edit those in. Let's is ready to go, my boy. I love that. Let's get into it. 8 great stocks today for our watch list. Let's wrap it up. Let's go. So first is BAM, Brookfield Assets. I've called BAM multiple times because, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And BAM has consistently hit this trend up like an absolute unit. I have no other words to say for it. Absolutely beautiful. Resistance trends exactly the same. I called it here, and I called it here. I even called it here recently, and that's about a good 8% move. It's right where we want it. Oh, good sneeze. It's right down to where we want it. Old resistance area becoming a support. Trend is here. It's such an idiot-proof play. I mean, you have to kind of do your own charting, obviously. But look, you're risking what? I think at most, you'd be risking about 3% here at most. A full move, which I'm not guaranteeing, but a full move for risk management is 5-1 here, 15%. Overall, it does take a while to reverse. See, look at the reversals. Long consolidation pops off. Long consolidation pops off. Long consolidation pops off. Long consolidation popped off. We could be here a while, and that's okay, right? But this is a fantastic looking spot. Low risk, high reward. In a market like this, these are the kind of plays you want a short-term swing and get in, get out quickly, make 4 or 5% quickly. Let's check the indicators. What's so cool about this channel, besides me with my sick edits, is I don't scan with or use indicators when it comes to my charting or watch lists. Indicators show you 4 things: momentum, trend, volume, and volatility. That's it. And so these things are going to help us enter a stock, help us plan an entry, help us plan an exit, help us have goal setting, all these things. But the technical analysis is the cake, you're num 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 num, and then the indicators is just the icing. You go in the case, that's just going to be the indicators. I don't know why I did that. But if you are a brand new trader, you're going to see live what I see and how I go through them, and how I would properly use indicators to plan this trade. Let's get it, boys and girls. So we can see a great 200 EMA line. In my defense, I played Bama, knew it was going to be here. Once we cross over the 200, we're bullish again. So if you want to wait for a 200 cross, by all means, in the words of that Disney movie, be my guest. So if you do cross over that, we're good to go. Down here, though, we have amazing value. Usually you can enter a stock off three things, in my opinion: value, growth, momentum. We focus on value, momentum. And we can see we have great value here. Momentum's like a crossover. But I think we have great value shown because RSI is low, the stochastic is low, bulls are low, and bears are high. BAM has been so consistent that this will break eventually. We had AB that ran for months. We had CAT that ran for months. PSNL that ran for months. SURF it ran for months. It will break down. Dude, remember SWN? That was crazy. These will run, but they're going to break down. That the best part is that the risk versus reward that's evident here makes it a good play, because if it does break down, we just get out. It's over. We can enter in lower. But for clarity, for a beginner stock of low risk, high reward, to me, BAM is a fantastic pick. I'd watch listed. Next is CCO, Clear Channel Outdoor Holdings. Another absolute tank. Now this is like CCK. I mentioned it. This is another great one that we've been watching for a breakout. CCO, I played again 7-8 times over here. Bounce, bounce, bounce. It broke down. Then I played it again over here. Bounce, bounce, bounce. And again, now we're retracting back to the mean here. This is not a pure trend line. It has a small crack here. I'm calling it because there is a good chance if it does break down here, we're going to easily see 260 for an even better entry. But I wanted to call it here because it has a great history of old resistances becoming a support. Look at this old resistance. What do I do? Became a support. Look at these old resistances. What do I do? Become a support. What do this old resistance do? Become a support. What's this going to do? Become a support. If this resistance becomes a support, we're lined up for glory here, lined up for greatness. So I think CCO here, given the trend, given the consistency, given that we're getting tighter action, we're pushing this volume profile line higher. The CCO volume profile was down here weeks ago. It's moved up, showing strength. $3, great stop loss area. Overall, if we hold a higher low, we hold a high over 297 or 288, you choose, we're good to go here. I love what I see. Let's check the indicators once again. Would you look at that? Oh my goodness. This 200 EMA line once again is absolutely stunning. Once you cross over that, you can buy off of that. And that's a great crossover, but we have value shown because the RSI is low, the stochastic is low, and bulls are low, bears are high. I don't spy any divergences, but that's fine. That all rhymed, that was tight. CCL is a fantastic company. I've played it multiple times to success. Again, it's going to break down eventually. You know, just like we all do sometimes, we cry ourselves to sleep. And that's okay, though. I'm here for you. Overall, CCL is a great looking stock. I just love what I see. I'd watch list it into this week. It looks fantastic. Next is FLGT, Fulgent Genetics. And again, with a genetics company, maybe a therapeutics, a biopharma, you have to make sure to do your research. But FLGT here is a simple support play. What we're giving up in terms of a trend up, a huge pattern up, or these kinds of things that are bullish, we get in simplicity. You get an idiot-proof level of security here because we're losing out on convergence. And so what I mean is, if you had a trend line up, you know, you get that's nice. But with just a support play, you just take all this action over here, and you go, okay, well, it bounces at 76, and if I don't like that, I can just buy it at 72.60. And if I don't like that, I can aim for 68.72, and so on. It's a very simple play. If it breaks down here, I'm looking towards $71 probably. But again, it's a very low risk play. It can probably drop another 5% where it was this morning, drop 5%, turn around. To be noted, look at the reversals though. Quick. It does have fairly quick reversals at value, so you may have to buy into momentum here if it does take off without you if you like it. But overall, it's a fantastic pick. Let's check the indicators together, my boy. We can see a 200 cross is great, a 10 cross is fine, so is a 50. The 10's doable. I think it's too far away. I'm not going to buy in and wait for a 6% more. I mean, you can probably make like 40% on this play, 30. You can make 30%, giving up 5 or 6% is too much to me. So I wouldn't wait for a crossover myself. Those are pretty irrelevant here. I do want to buy into value shown because the RSI is low, The stochastic is low, and the bulls are low, bears are high. The bears are going to get exhausted. They can only sell so much, and they can only short so much until it gets exhausted. And that happens at these support spots. So again, if you were to look at volume a little bit more, you could probably be a little more accurate than I am here. But just looking at it, around that $76 range, it's going to get exhausted with selling, and bulls should step in. That's how the stock market works. Overall, I do love what I see. I'd watch list it. It looks fantastic. Next is GGAL. GGAL looks fantastic. What GGAL has going for it is an amazing trend up. 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, 4. It looks fantastic. Now the 5th one seems to be working here. I don't really see an amazing pattern. I'm sure you could dictate this to maybe being a channel up. It does break out, so I mean, I'm not going to put much emphasis in that. And there's not really a trend line anywhere. It's just a nice bullish setup. I think this is a great old resistance spot. And again, I may be a bit too charitable. It may be closer down here. But this may be a better support spot, just a bit lower. But again, I'm going off of this green candle, this right here. These wicks are quick, and again, it held right here at the gap. So it's a very strong support. And again, I want 3% lower, give me under $9. Anywhere in this little sweet spot, this little bread basket of a delicioso move, right about here. Oh yeah, right in there, and we're done there. Will be a great purchase for a low risk, high reward play. I like what I see. It looks fantastic. When it comes to our indicators, a 200 cross is doable here. If you want to hold long, you can see when you're below, it's a really strong resistance. When you're over, it's a great support. A 10 cross is fine here, or a 50 cross, 2 or 3% is no big deal. It's a drop in the bucket. So only for a crossover you can. We do have a good value, not great. It's not FLGT value, but 41's fair. It could be lower, but 41's good. Stochastic's a -40. That's good. They could be better. And then bulls are low, bears are high. But what we're seeing is that momentum starting to shift from selling to buying in. This may be shocking to some of you. You can't have it both ways. You can't have a great value and then also have bullish momentum all the time. You have to give and take. And in this case, if it does take off, we give up a bit of that value for a confirmation of a reversal to buy into. So it comes on what you like. But I think overall right here, it looks fantastic. GGAL, I'd watch this. I love what I see. Next is IHI. It's an ETF, so the fundamentals are going to be pretty choppy on an individual basis, seeing as we have companies that make medical equipment into this ETF. The reason I like it, one, it's a value. It's a great trend up. It's super consistent. 2, the support's definitely here. But 3, with Omicron and hospitals going to be hit soon, because we literally have 1 million positive cases a day now. Medical is either going to get hammered or they're going to do fairly well. Depends on what sector inside of medical. But I think this producing medical equipment is going to have a great time. I do think it could be a bit lower, getting another % off, another 2% off here at most. But anywhere near $62 or $63, absolute steal. Just been on an absolute tear. Right now, let's go back a little bit farther for 10 years. Well, would you look at that? Would you look at that? It's just been on a tear. I see no reason it stops here. Sure, it may break here, but this bad boy is going to the moon still. I mean, IHI, healthcare is always huge. Omicron's been huge. This bad boy is taking us to the moon, in my opinion. Haha. Next, when it comes to indicators, the 10 EMA line stands out significantly. Look at this. When you cross the 10, you have great run-ups. You have fantastic. This is what stood out. Look at this. That's a perfect 10 EMA run-up right there. That's glorious. Look at this. Oh my god. Oh my god. He in X game mode. So whenever you cross the 10, you're good to go. It's too far away here, but if we do settle and go sideways and make a support, that 10 may be playable. I want to buy off value. Well, I don't know. We have a value purchase here. RSI's low. Stochastic gets low. Bulls are low. Bears are high. It's right where you want it. Again, it could break down to a support play. You may be seeing something near $61 if it does break down farther. But IHI fundamentally and then technically makes a whole lot of sense here. I do love what I see. I would maybe give it a day or two to see where it's going to go because tomorrow may be a little bit rocky. It's a Friday. But overall, IHI, I love what I see. I would definitely watch list. Next is PHIO. Let's be transparent here. This is very sporadic action for a penny stock. Let's go back. It used to not be a penny stock. It's actually used to be worth a lot, but it's been splitting and such. What's critical to notice, it's at all-time lows, which again is a great band. Hey, if you know, you know. But then two, the support I drew is basically off of newest action. This is not some mega support play that we're used to having. I'm just saying it bounced here. It's holding here. This is a support. There's not much support here. It's all trend line. And again, as a personal preference, I don't love trading off of just trend lines like convergence. This is like having a horizontal channel with no trend line. This is a trend line with no horizontal support. So again, take it with a grain of salt. That PHIO has been taking for a long period of time. If you're going to make a move here, you're holding a day or two, in my opinion. You're not long-term holding this. You'd be an idiot to do so. I say that lovingly. But PHIO, you get a breakout. Like again, you have plenty of wedges in here. You have plenty of little baby wedges in here that breaks out constantly. So if you do get a good move here, 3-4 days of green, you may have the trade of the quarter. But again, you have to be very careful here. Do not be bag holding this bad boy. I've warned you significantly. 10 cross is fine for day trading. I would definitely wait for that, especially given how low it is. You can wait for a 10 cross of 5% and then try and break that 50. It's fine, but I think, again, I would be very risk managed here if I like this play. We're at value across the board here. I just think it's a good play for more of a veteran person. I would not trust some second week just learning about what call options are and is trying to do its whole thing. No, this is a veteran play that needs to be monitored closely. I just like what I see, but I would definitely watch this if you're more veteran. If you're a beginner, I would not touch it. Next is PPL. What a great looking ascending triangle. I want to short here just because the markets, if we go to SPY real quick, the markets here sold off significantly. And this continues down. I want to take advantage of that. So this could be an easy breakout play. The markets look great and start taking off. Easy breakout. But I think here it's going to short. I will say this though. If we look over here at the action, this is a gorgeous ascending triangle. This will break out eventually. It's going to go to the moon eventually. And by moon, I mean like it's going to go to like the 34s, 35s, right? This is a great breakout play eventually, but this is a very large ascending triangle. It needs to get tighter. I think you buy in low one more time. Here for me, PPL, it's pushing volume. It's not holding. I would go short here. If it does break out eventually, I would not be shocked. Once we lose the 10 EMA line, that's always your first sign of shorting when you're this high up. Lose the 10 and weakness. Right, every time you get it up this high and we lose the 10, it shows massive weakness every single time. So we can go back through all this historically, and you can see every time we get up top high, you cross me at the 10, we're good to go. What happened today? Under the 10. So if we do keep that, if we actually have a whole candle go beneath it, open beneath it and go down, that's a great sign to start shorting. Overbought here, love it. Bulls are low and then they're tied. So PPL, that vortex is showing that it's definitely not the worst thing that ever happened, but the green just did cross under. So it looks like it could be a good short. If the green crosses back over, that could be a good indication of a breakout. But what I'm seeing with the volume and just the lack of action here, it looks like a very, very easy short. I think PPL go long eventually, but right here I was short. I do love what I see for a watch list this week. It looks weak. And then lastly is RNW Global. Again, this is some goofy price action. Big old goofies. So you got to make sure you guys do your research on what happened in this area that made it happen. What's critical to notice is, again, it's a newer IPO. There's no personal last data. But look at this wedge. This is not textbook. It's odd, right? You have no action at all, right? Like me in high school and college. Not really. But then we have this great looking wedge down here. And again, this support is based off of Larry Distance Wick. So again, if you do lose this, you're going to be tanking quick. You're risking 3% breakouts, like 12% here. It's a really good risk versus reward. I find it super odd why this formed, but again, it's almost a perfect wedge down. If this does break out, it's going to be absolutely stupid, I think. RNW, I definitely watchlist it. When it comes to our indicators, a 10 cross is great for day trading. It's the smallest time frame EMA line. You cross the 10, day trade and short-term swings. You cross the 50, long-term swings. You cross the 200, long-term hold / you can then get ready to take profits. That's how this works. And I think if you get a 10 cross here, easy day trade, cross the 50, longer term swing if it holds, cross 200, good to go. All three work fine in my opinion. RSI, it's fair. It makes sense. We're going sideways, right? If we go back to over here, we've only moved about 4% in a month. It makes sense we're going sideways and it's in the middle. Stochastic gets low, bulls are low, bears are high, but again, they're kind of tied up here. RNW needs extra research for sure. Why is it making this pattern? Why did it break out of that weird consolidation? But overall, if this wedge does break up, it's going to be fantastic in my opinion. I do love what I see. And there you guys have it. Bum, 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 bum. I appreciate y'all being here. Thanks again. If you watched the full episode, you're not subscribed, I would hope you would do so. Like the video, comment, all those kinds of great things. Otherwise, we'll see you guys on Sunday for our next watch list. All next week's going to be normal. And then on Saturday, I hope to get the sector rotation videos back for those who signed up or in my community. You'll definitely enjoy that. Have a good rest of you guys this weekend. Stay safe. Make good decisions. Don't do nothing that I wouldn't do, but doesn't leave much behind. So again, have a good one. We'll see you guys later.